Hello. Hi, everybody. Okay. Hello, everyone. J Band, the official. How are you? Hi, everyone. Shalafia Lewa. Come on in. I had this very, very bad habit. Don't judge. So whenever I don't want to. When I was doing accident, that's good to know. When I was younger, and I've killed my shoulder. I've killed my shoulder, and it's slowing me down, and it's aggravating. Hello, God's favorite. It's really aggravating because I'm just too um but anyway, we're going to figure out what's wrong. But I have this really bad habit that if I'm drinking something and I don't want to share, and that started when I was growing up with my siblings and I didn't want to share with them, I will literally stick my tongue in my drink. So we sent the money, let's share. Fast forward 44 years later, I'm still doing that crazy stuff. I was gonna say something else. Hello, Boogie's Beauty. How are you? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, TikTok family, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Hi, everybody. God's for thank you. It is killing me, quote unquote, but I have court. And for all those who's waiting on emails, just bear with me. I have court. I had court today. I have court tomorrow and Thursday. So I do criminal cases as well in the state of Alabama. So I had those. Well, I had divorce cases today and then criminal court tomorrow. But I had to go get a cortisone shot in the joint here. It wasn't the funniest thing, but um, so it's got really blurry. Come on in. So I think what happened is this. I think more respect that I mean. Say they said workout, right? Let's work out. So I said, okay, let me try. And I see that my kid, my 18-year-old, he was highly disciplined teenager, a young adult. And so I see him lifting, 30-pound weight and all. And I go, what's it better to lift weight? So let me try. See. And so I tried 15 pounds and I was like, okay. But my shoulder decided like, auntie. And why not auntie? Auntie what? Auntie what? 44 knee and she 24. So Nick me. No, but we can't do that. So the shoulder decided to strike. Shoulder me strike. And I mean, yesterday I had to go to the orthopedic surgeon. Like, okay, somebody's got to give me something. And so X-rays were fine. I have an MRI coming up on Friday. Hopefully that I didn't tear anything. Uh, hopefully I didn't. No more workout. My excuse not to work out anymore, but it's bad. Like I can't raise it up another, but it's all good. It's slowed me down, but my mom was talking to me earlier. She goes, "Happy so with the joke, good day." And I was like, "See, pod calling 𝒊𝒎𝒏𝒕, because my mom never sits. Like I grew up watching this woman. Everybody, I joke, I felt with TV. That's when my mom would pick up the vacuum and say she wants to vacuum. Like, okay, why? And in Nigeria, if you're African, you know that your parents cannot be vacuuming in or sweeping with a broom and you're sitting down. Like now, nobody you don't want to say, okay, let's vacuum, but when you want to rest. But then because of respect, you can't sit down. And in my head, I don't know if she's here. I think I asked, I wondered, like, well, why do I have to? And I was the kid who TJ is my child. The same way my TJ is where he asked, I was that kid in Nigeria where my three siblings were thinking it, but nobody said it. So I said it. But why do I have to take it from you if I didn't want to? Right, exactly. Do the chore. And top fue backhand by. So, but I'll be all right. Exactly. You don't have home training. My mom is, but that was just me. And it was just freaking annoying. Like everybody's just minding their own business. Now you want to vacuum. But anyway, it hurts. I ain't gonna lie, it hurts, but I'll be fine. But anyway, come on in, everyone. This is Attorney Abisola Olale, immigration attorney. I am based in Alabama, and the question we get every day is, can you represent immigration clients in all 50 states? I can. Yes, I do represent immigration clients in all 50 states. If you need to contact our office, our number is 334-341-4475. You can also send a text to that number. It's the same number on WhatsApp. Let's see, you can also visit our website, DM us on all 4 platforms of our social media at Olale Immigration. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Sincerely appreciate it. Thank you. Tonight is all about questions. So last time we were live, we had a special guest, Miss Amo. Miss Amo sent me jollof rice and fried rice, and I think it's croaker fish. I'm not sure, but it is also delicious. And then my mom, all the way from Massachusetts, on Friday, sent me a roll of mono soup, fresh catfish. Can you banky to send you now? Call you banky. Fried plantain. I mean, listen, because this mama, thank God, well, on Timo cookie, this show that ain't gonna work. So this mama doesn't have to cook. And my oldest kid, I kid you not, my 18-year-old son uses a fork and a knife to eat swallow. my Oyinbo kid uses a fork and a knife to eat swallow. My country kid, because TJ was born here in this house, country, don't like to put on clothes, likes to be barefoot and all that, uses his raw hand like the way we do it back home. When I tell you guys, I never taught this kid how to use hand to eat or swallow. You would not believe. So now, the difference between the two of them is TJ was breastfed exclusively. Like his mouth didn't taste formula, not one day. And I don't want to do it again, but it was worth everything. So he was breastfed. My oldest was not. He was partially breastfed, but he was a formula baby. I don't know if that makes a difference where he acquired my taste as far as, because for instance, malt drink that we take, right, in Africa, it's an acquired taste. TJ would drink that like water. My oldest would never. And I drank at least no less than 3 bottles of malt drink when I was breastfeeding because it helps to produce a dish. So all those who have new babies, malt drink, malt, not Guinness now, the Maltina, has some, is it wheat, whatever in it that helps to produce breast milk. I had breast milk, too much information, but all the men, close your ears. This kid, so I stopped breastfeeding him when he was 13 months. Don't judge. And and don't judge. I actually put, because he wouldn't get off the breast. So I actually put hot pepper. Family services. Hot pepper on the nipple because he wasn't going to stop. The kid, he jumped. He jumped up like, huh? Yeah, he jumped like it wasn't funny. That's the last day he came close to me. But he had breast milk for 4 months even after that. That's how much that milk helped. So I think it's an acquired taste and just having to eat Nigerian food, I think. Listen, that kid, if I didn't do that to that kid, I would still be breastfeeding him till he was 8. So I needed my body back. Oh, I'm not even kidding you guys. Quick, true story, quick one. When I was breastfeeding TJ, I think it was about 6 months. Minding my own business, breastfeeding him, and he heard a sound on the TV. When I tell you that this kid, I used pepper. Hey, judge all you want. It worked. When I tell you that this kid had my nipple in his mouth, heard the sound on the TV, and literally turned his head from here, turned his head to look at the TV with the nipple in his mouth. I don't think I've ever screamed that much in my I can still remember vividly, just like yesterday. This is over 12 years ago. It was not funny. It was like, I'm going to talk about Melanie and all them best. How do they do? I mean, this kid, hurt is an understatement. And then he turned back to me suddenly, was wondering, and is looking at me like, what? Like, what did I do? But anyway, we thank God for today, because we thank God for today. But anyway, once again, our contact number is 334-341-4475. It is question night. Let me get my glasses. Let's all about questions tonight, because I couldn't get to a lot of those questions. Thank you. I'm telling you, I was a stay-at-home mom for over 10 years. A lot of people don't believe when I tell them, but you can't pay, there's no amount of money you can pay me now. God bless mothers, young mothers. I look at young mothers like, I know what it feels like. It's a payless, underappreciated job that is 24/7. And no, I'll pass on that. Okay, everyone. Let's take your questions. Let me start. Good evening, Miss Bello. All right, not a lot of questions on Facebook and YouTube yet, so I'll circle back to that. Let me go on. Oh, Lord have mercy. On TikTok, let's see. TikTok. Okay, good evening. Where are you located? So my office is based in Alabama. Good old Alabama, sweet home Alabama. But I do represent immigration clients in all 50 states. So it doesn't matter what state your case is going to be in. If it's a case I decide to take, then I will come down, and you obviously and retain my services for that. Then I will come down and represent, because immigration is federal practice. For those who don't know, immigration is federal practice. And so as long as an attorney is licensed in one state, then they can represent you in immigration cases, regardless of the state that your case is in. I have an urgent question. Go ahead and ask your question. Let's see. Shen_G, what does your case is being actively reviewed means? So a lot of people hung on that case status with immigration. The truth of the matter is, it doesn't really make any difference in your case. It's just their way of just making you feel things are going. I've had cases pending. There's a fiancé visa petition that's had active review your case for over a year. They're just telling you, okay, yeah, we know you filed a case. And then there's some who may get their cases approved in that 2 months. We're like, oh, yeah, they were really actively reviewing it. No, it doesn't really mean anything per se, other than it's pending. That's just code word for, we know your case is pending, and we'll get to it. Okay, let's see. I don't want to miss. So today is about questions, and I didn't even put that on. So if you're just joining us, this is Attorney Abisola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. The number is, and contact information is scrolling across the screen on YouTube and Facebook. And if someone would gladly help me put it up on Instagram as well as TikTok, and I talk pretty fast, 334-341-4475, or visit our website at olalealawfirm.com. Okay, let's see. Victoria, you said you have an urgent question, but you haven't asked your question. If you go ahead and put your question on. Thank you. I'm a green card holder through VAC, and I filed an I-130 for my spouse that is already in the U.S. You can file it. And now, keep in mind the 5-year rule about if you go your green card through marriage, especially because VAC is still marriage. still applies to you. So keep that in mind until you become a citizen. Also, the fact that you can file an I-130 for your spouse doesn't mean that they qualify to apply for the green card unless they are in a valid non-immigrant status that will make them eligible. And if the preference category is current, since you're not a citizen yet. So I would suggest for you, Delia, to probably sit down with a lawyer and discuss your case. If I don't have joint account, what else can I send? So I'm assuming you have an RFE for good faith evidence, affidavits, taxes, photographs, vacation photographs, travel itinerary to show you're visiting each other if you're not living together, reasons why you're not living together, restaurant receipts, attending other people's events together, utility bills. Those are examples of what you can send in. Joint bank account is not the only evidence you can. How long does USCIS take to respond to RFE? It's been 5 months. That's not long at all. We just got a decision which was approved, thank God, that was filed back in February 2022. So 5 months is not long, and it still depends on each case. Do you handle re-entry after deportation cases? I generally do not. One kind 22. Oh wow, happy I came on here. Good evening. Glad to have you. Okay. You're welcome, Delia. So tonight is about questions. So put your questions. Let's get as many questions answered. Okay. How long does green card take to come out for a minor? The minor is not going to get theirs before the principal applicant gets theirs. So that's the broader question. You're going to have to sit down and talk about your specific case. Rub Aboniki balm on that shoulder if you have one. What the hell is Aboniki? Kini Aboniki? What's that? Is it like my mom used to use something, but yeah, I don't know. Like it's like menthol. It's not Rob, but is that what it is? Balm? I don't know. Somebody tell me what is that what it is? Yeah, is it like menthol? But I don't have it. How many photos should I send? Sit down with a lawyer and discuss your case. How long does it take for a citizen to file for a married daughter? You're asking the processing time for how long it would take immigration to process and improve the case for citizens for a married daughter of a citizen. I'll refer you to uscis.gov/processing times. That's how you can tell how long it's taken. You see an estimate then there. My husband filed for green card last year, March. Till now, I haven't heard from them. If you put in your case, your priority date, and then you would know if your case is outside normal processing time. If you put that in on the website and it's still within normal processing time, then your case is still processing. That's just what it is. What do you have to do to file asylum? Sit down with a lawyer and discuss if you're eligible, and they will discuss with you what you need to supply you to file your case. My husband filed for me and my son, but he passed away. I'm so sorry to hear that. Before getting my green card, now my okay, let me see if you finished your question. Okay. I don't think you finished your question. Let's see. Okay, what are some of the things you need to take in an interview? If the interview is about good faith, your regular marriage case, um, documents, taxes, bills, the same insurance, credit cards that you both have, joint account. See, it's not just any. It's not just having a name on the account. USCIS is looking at, are you both actively using that account for household purposes, and where, because your statement will show your location where where you make the purchase. And so if you're both, even if you're both using it, where are you using it? Are you in different states and then pretending that you're together? So you've got to think of all of that before you submit joint account information. Photographs, affidavits, those are examples of things that you can take, but everyone's case is very specific. So your evidence may not be the same as the next person. And that's just where it is. So is it better to wait to become a citizen and file for your spouse over doing so as a green card holder? It's not like it's better to wait. It just depends on how you got your green card. The general rule is, if you get your green card through marriage and you're not divorced from the person that you got your green card from, and you get married and now you want to sponsor your new spouse, the general rule is you cannot do that within 5 years of you getting your green card. The exception is, if you decide to file for your new spouse, you're going to be proven good faith twice over. And here's what I mean by that. You're going to be proven good faith in your own case through the marriage that you got the green card, to show that that marriage that you got your green card through was indeed in good faith. In addition to that, you now have to show that the marriage that you currently are in and filing for that spouse is also good faith marriage. That's the exception. So obviously, the 5-year rule doesn't apply once you become a citizen. So if you're close to becoming a citizen, I usually advise people just wait. So you know what you want to do, but everything is. And then if your spouse is in the country, but they're out of status, it doesn't make any difference for you to now. You can file the I-130 by itself as a standalone. But if they're out of status, unless they're married to a citizen, they will not, or of our case, they will have to leave the country to get their green card. So if your spouse cannot get their green card until you become a citizen, I'll just say file everything concurrently when you become a citizen. So that's just my 2 cents. Oh, it's hot bomb. Okay. It's like mental. Okay. Well, Samantha, Amazon. No, I think I told my mom to help me send, because I don't have a Nigerian store, African store near me. I live in, I know Georgia is still South, Florida is still considered South, but Ibitimuwa, this there used to be a lady in Jackson, Mississippi, but she moved to Arizona with her husband. The lady had everything. She had jollof rice. She had everything. She had chin chin. Talking of chin chin, even with the chin chin, I've been craving chin chin for over a year. I've tried some, some that want to break your teeth, but that's not the one I want. So, is it advisable to expedite your asylum case? And can I travel with parole with asylum? Before you expedite your case, I always say make sure you have a strong enough evidence for your case as possible. If you're going to expedite an interview and you don't have credible evidence put together, what's the point of expediting? What are you expediting? So, yeah, Texas is like an extension of Nigeria. Texas in the South too, but Texas is like extension of Nigeria. Like y'all probably have, I think, between Texas, Maryland, and Georgia. I don't know who has the most Nigerian restaurants, grocery store, all of that. And the good thing about where I live is there's a little airport, a regional airport here where I live that has a direct flight to Houston every single day. So I've always been tempted, and I think I may, not this coming weekend, the following weekend, actually may come down to Houston, because when my boys are with their dad, it's just that I I'm like, oh, I got a lot of work to do. Chicago too, because yes, I lived in Chicago for 3 years. That's true, but I don't think Chicago has as much as hello, Mr. Mowgli. I told everybody about my goodies. That fried rice was the bomb. She knows the way to my heart. I've lived in this country going on 21 years. I just cannot do American food. I just can't. I don't know. I mean, 𝒑𝒂𝒔𝒔𝒕 is why, but why would I want to do that to myself? But for a girl who loves African Nigerian food but doesn't live anywhere close, that's why I have Miss Amomi and my mom. Because yeah, I mean, that was a lot. I mean, that's a mother's love right there. So before you expedite, um, make sure you have a solid case, quote unquote, before you do that. Can I petition for my mom if she's in here in the US, undocumented, and has 2 illegal entries? You're a green card holder, so you don't qualify to petition for a parent. It's getting too long. I have filed since November, not get any response. You filed what? Lawrence BM, what did you file since November? How can I reach you for a consultation? Call my office. Our front desk will help you. My girl Lydia, if you text us to our number 334-341-4475, she handles all our text messages. She only handles, she's not going to talk to you. If you want to talk to someone, you have to call directly. But because I thrive on system. If something deviates from what is said, it messes in my brain because I have OCD like that. So somebody takes your text message, somebody takes you off the phone. It works for us. You know, my paralegals take care of the cases. My contract attorney, we just have the system that works. So you can go on our website as well, and click. There's a link there, or any of my social media pages. The link to schedule it to the website is there, and it would lead you to schedule your appointment. Or call 334-341-4475 or text, and it will text you back the information that you need. B Kenny 6, thank you. Okay, I'm going to try to answer so many questions today. I'm just trying not to skip. And with this hand, I just really hope. After applying for asylum, how layers know the time to apply? So let me rephrase your question. When you apply for asylum, when can you apply for work permit? 150 days after they have received your case. If you already have a case pending and say your child comes in, thank you, Illinois Sanctuary. So if you're on Instagram, you have the number there. If someone can help you put it on YouTube and Facebook, is scrolling across the screen. On TikTok, 334-341-4475. And so if you have, for instance, I had a client whose son came on the visitor visa and her application had been pending for over 6 months. So when it came in, all we had to do was he didn't have to wait the 150 days again, because that's the principal applicant. Because since she already did, we just sent in a copy of an amended application for the asylum to include his name, and then filed his work permit at the same time. And then today it came in today, approved. So that note that if you have derivative applicants as well. Can I travel with parole under asylum while still waiting for an interview? As long as you have a valid advance parole, there shouldn't be a reason why you should not be able to. How long can an F1 student stay in the USA in order to be eligible for permanent resident and green card? What is your basis for filing for green card? It has nothing to do with you staying. What is the basis for you filing for green card? Is interview waiver only for applicants in USA or those abroad? Those abroad also have those specific cases where they're going to be waiving interviews. Asylum seeker adjustment of status by marrying a green card holder and have the interview here in the US. Adjustment of status, and you're married to a green card holder. Are you in a valid non-immigrant status? because USCIS can schedule you for an interview. They'll approve your work from a schedule for an interview. If you're not in a valid status and you're married to a green card holder, you cannot adjust your status in the United States without having to leave. So they may schedule for an interview, but then you have to prove that you're eligible to adjust your status. Having a pending asylum application does not give you a lawful status. It gives you an authorized stay, but it doesn't give you any status. So let's see. I want to do my citizenship, but I can't read. How can I do? Depending on your age, do you qualify for any of the exemptions? Is it something that has to do with any kind of mental capacity? If that's the issue, then you can go ahead and schedule an appointment with your physician. See if you have any kind of condition that will justify them completing an N648. I think it's what it is, exemption from the test and all that based on their finding. But other than that, you're going to have to find a way to read. And it's not that difficult. I have people who never spoke English, try to learn, and they're citizens today. Okay. I filed I-360 since August 2021. Aside receipt of notice, I haven't gotten anything, not even a prima facie. Did you ever get a request for evidence? Did you file the right work permit? Did you file an application for adjustment of status with it? You're not going to get anything if you didn't file for something that you expect to get. Prima facie determination, and let's just talk about that briefly. USCIS will issue your prima facie determination because whenever you file a VA case, they do an initial review of your case, right? And the initial review is a prima facie review. Prima facie determination review is, we're looking at this case and we have this checklist. Can we check off everything here that this petitioner has submitted some evidence to justify and satisfy this requirement of VA? And if they say yes, then they do the market and this issue of prima facie determination. It used to be, and I think it stopped it now, but it used to be that if the prima facie review, they will review that and then issue you something. And it would state that we found your case to establish prima facie, to be a prima facie case, or they'll send you saying we found that your case has not established prima facie case. Now what to do is, if they're not going to issue prima facie determination, they don't even tell you anything. But sometimes they issue, and you may not, if you have a lawyer, ask them. If not, write them and ask what's going on with your case. But you may be better off just getting the lawyer to get on your case. It's a lot easier when you have a lawyer. For instance, I can just send an email to them because they'll verify who I am. And as long as my G28 is on file for that case, actually, they encourage attorneys to communicate with them through emails. If I send something to them, hard copy, they usually send it back to me and with a note saying, email us through the attorney, whatever. So they make it even much easier for attorneys to do that. And that's usually what I do. And I get a response from them. If I have to send in additional evidence for my client's case, I just attach it to an email and ask them to put it to file it into the record, and they will respond 2-3 weeks and say yes, it would be added to the record. You know, those are one of the advantages of having an attorney in your case. Does VA normally get approved, or some gets denied? VA is just like any other case. Many get denied, many get approved. I want to file for my husband abroad with his son. Can I file 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓 and 𝒑𝒂𝒔𝒊𝒕? Can I file for the two of them at the same time? Are you a citizen? If you're a citizen, is the son under the age of 21 and unmarried? If you're a citizen, you're going to file separate petitions for them. And so you can do that at the same time. If you're not a citizen and you're a green card holder, then you would file just one petition, and the son, as long as it's under the age of 21 and unmarried will be on his father's petition. Okay, let me go to Instagram. Let's see. I refer my cousin to you. Thank you, Bamdilly. I appreciate that. What's the process of adopting a child from Africa? Speak with a lawyer. I have my brother who passed away and he has 4 kids and taking care of them. How can I file for that? Speak with a lawyer. Family preference, immediate relatives category for parents in U.S. process time for green card. Immediate relatives are not preference category. They're immediate relatives, so they don't fall into any preference. But processing time, go to USCIS.gov/processing times. How long does I-360 take to be approved under C-30? I filed since 2021 August. Jen Lynn, I'm not sure I understand your question, but if I understand what you're trying to say, I'm assuming and confirming if this is right before I answer that question. Are you asking how long it will take USCIS to approve a C-31, not C-30, that's a different category, a C-31 work permit that you filed with your VA petition? Is that what you're asking? Confirm that, Jen Lee, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly. If I'm not, apologize for that. What kind of benefits can I get with prima facie? Medicaid, huge, because I know how much I'm paying in insurance each month. Thank God my kids are covered in your dad's. Well, he's paying out of pocket too, but listen, the guy is a good provider. He's an excellent provider. I give, knock on wood. But just for me, so if I had Medicaid, because I'm a Jebel girl, if I qualify for Medicaid, barely believe that. But that's one of the things you can give a prima facie determination. Medicaid, food stamps, some states housing vouchers, some states, each state benefits that you can apply for at your human services department. What else? Some people can apply for financial aid to go to college. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Does the bona fide evidence go with I-130 or I-485? I-130. Generally, I'm still waiting on you before I move because I'm going to move over to Instagram. Is that what you were asking as far as... I'm on J1 visa. I need a waiver. So you're subject to your home residence. Is it better to marry here and go home or wait for my papers here? Waiting for your papers here, you still have to get the waiver. So if you're married to a citizen, then the shortest one is no objection, or the easier shortest route is the no objection statement from your government. And if you're married to a citizen, then you may be able to get that and then file adjustment of status. If you're not married to a citizen, it doesn't help you to stay back and accrue unlawful presence, but you still have to either get a waiver or go home for 2 years. You've got to do one of the two. Okay, generally, I waited for a while. I'm not sure you're still here, so I'm just gonna. How long does it take for work authorization to be approved when filed over VA? What category did you file? I've done many videos about this. If you filed a C-31, you're not going to get a C-31 EAD while your VA case is pending. A C-31 is only issued when your VA case is approved. So what did you file? That's where you need to start from. Okay. All right, let me go to, I need to rest this arm too. So, oof. Okay. Let's see what Instagram people got. Let's see. Thank you, IG Mama. I don't know. You know when you always forget that you're not in your 20s anymore, but you feel you are because you still keep going. And then your body parts remind like, knock, knock, hey, uh, listen, we all work together to make this body move. Don't be stupid. Because if you decide to feel like you're 20 and not 40, um, they will remind you. So that's what my shoulder did, like, Auntie, first strike, but they can warn you. So if you do that kind of craziness again, yeah, I don't know. It's, but yeah. Can you take my case and file it for asylum? You have to schedule a consultation, and then I'll let you know if I'm taking your case. And I think I recognize your name. I think we may actually be meeting tomorrow, if that's you. Okay. How long is the interview wait after filing for asylum? Forever? That's just being, that's the truth. So what's one of the things that's causing the delay in asylum cases is that they are prioritizing applicants from Afghanistan and Ukraine, and I think one other country, and prioritizing scheduling interviews for them, and everyone else is now kind of like backlogged. So that's just one of the things that's going on. How do one know if he or she is in removal proceeding or in removal? Go on EOIR website, case status, put in your alien number. There's also a toll-free number that you can call. I usually say do both, and that's how you would know if you have, hello, Mr. Taiwo, if you have, if you have, good evening. I'm just waiting for a response to my email. I'm checking every second. Are you talking email to me, Abena? Are you asking? Is it email to me, or what are we talking about? Can you help me to clarify? And if it's to me, just bear with me because most of my day was spent in the orthopedic surgeon's office yesterday. So. Do you advise we submit the medical results with our AOS application or submit the AOS and wait for RF? They're actually encouraging you. Now, if you have not submitted your case, they're encouraging you to send in your medicals at the same time. If you've already submitted your case, then I would say wait for the RFP because just let them ask you for that. What is the fee for consultation? It is 130, 30 minutes, 245 minutes, 230 an hour. Good evening, Illinois Sanctuary. How are you? Okay. Very hot mental. So Abuniki. Tramontan, yeah, Amazon. I mean, I can buy it on Amazon and see. Because those African stuff work. But I think I remember what you guys are talking about because I think when we had a cold, you know how Nigerian parents are. If you have any little thing, TJ, give me 1 second. Can you turn off your AirPods, please? Is it off? Okay, thank you. I'm almost done. Where they rub everything on your face, your head, your ears, and you're just you can't open your eyes because the mental is killing you. I mean, it's like, why? But why? But that's what it was. Anyway, let me see something here. Okay, I thought I had lost people on TikTok. Okay. What to do if the work permit application is outside the normal processing time? Hey, Miss Shahini, what work permit are we talking about? Because I know your case. You don't need a work permit. You need email me because that's my client. Email me. Hello, Mr. Blaze. Can someone, can a person that sponsored someone sponsor my filing too? Are you asking about the I-864 sponsor? Do you handle emergency expedited K1 visas we haven't yet filed? You can request. It's not a case of whether I handle. We make requests for expedited K1 visa, but you must have a justifiable ground to expedite your case. Okay. Once you taste the Nigerian food, isn't going back, especially when you grew up on it. I just, what compares? Nothing. Let's call it spade a spade. Nothing compares. You don't experience light and go back to darkness. I couldn't say it better than that. That's just what it is. Can you still file for VAL if you have a pending U visa with USCIS? Generally, yes. Thank you, Illinois Sanctuary. I truly appreciate it. Can a pending asylum file for VAL? Yes. I actually have 2 clients whose cases have been approved. Their asylum applications are still pending. We just still left it, and we're still pending the interview. And the green card applications are still pending. So once we get the green card, then I'm going to send a letter to the asylum office with evidence that they're now green card holders and withdraw the applications. How do you deal with so many cases at the same time? How do you remember each one? I got a system. You got to put it down. You got to put it, because we have a case management system. So because I have hundreds of cases. So that's it. And every paralegal has their cases that they work with, and they check in with me every single week to give me a status of where we are. But good question. But yeah, and I'm a full-time mom too. So okay, but I thank God for His grace. All right, pal. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. If your 24-month extension on green card expires and the card is in the case is not adjudicated, what can you do? You can make an InfoPass appointment to get a stamp on your passport. Okay. Is there a way to get a green card without marrying so I can stay and work to see my kids? Employment, asylum, U visa, T visa, but you have to qualify for whatever it is. That's just when you have to qualify. Have eligibility ground for whatever it is your immigration benefit you're seeking. How do I know if an I-45 interview is waived? Call your CIs and ask them about your kids. They want to know if they have any notes on your kids that it's going to be waived. Can one travel multiple times in a year, 3 or 4 times with an advance for as long as it's still valid? Yes. Asylum cases are not being waived for interview. You would get interviewed for asylum. What is the meaning of case closed on I-765 without interview yet? I can't speak to that. That's something that has to do with your specific case. I already answered that. The email to me. Okay, hold on. Uh, email to me. I'll check later on when I get off. Yeah, so or send me or forward it to me again, and then um I'll let you know. Forward it to me again. Okay. The aboniki is in a bottle with yellow wrap. It's popularly sold in Ibadan traffic. Okay. Taluma Bamira. Submitted via abeyance 2 months and still no receipt. It's taken them quite a while to issue receipt notices. That's just the truth. What happens when you don't get a prima facie after the first, and how long can you wait? So I'm assuming you already have an initial one, and if they haven't sent you an extension, um, then you can contact them. If your initial one is already expired, write them a letter with enough evidence of your identification, and let them know that you haven't received an extension. And as long as you can verify who you are, they will respond to you to your safe mailing address. What is VAW and how does it work for pending asylum? VAW has nothing to do with asylum. VAW is a marriage-based case based on the fact that you're married to a green card holder or citizen and you've suffered abuse at their hands. Can a prima facie or a good sign? Generally, it just means that if they were to approve your case the way it is, then it's approvable. Can someone who received prima facie still get a denial in their case? Yes. Do you handle your visa applications? I'll no longer do that. Okay. Let me go to. Hi, everybody. Okay, everyone is awake now on YouTube and on Facebook. Hello, Hash. Where have you been? What is the most RFE from Val in our days? What do you mean? What is the most RFE? Are you serious, Miss Velo? That's basically what it means. If the notification came on your I-360 that they ordered a new card and is your receipt, the I-360 receipt notice, that's what it means that your case has been approved. Congratulations. That is awesome. What's the most common question in our days for hash? I think you mean what is the most common ground to receive RF? Is that what you're asking? It's like rub, but it's hotter than rub. Yes, Mr. West. I think I remember now. I have received my VAR. I have received my VAR receipt. I-485 was revoked. So what's the next step? When you say revoked, when you mean denied, next step is sit down with a lawyer and talk about your case. Toya says after receiving VAR receipt, what is the next line? What is next? Like a time frame of what happens next, depending on what you file. But the VAR itself can take upwards of 3 years to be approved. My VAR was approved in October. Last week, USCIS account was updated that USCIS could not deliver my mail because I moved from my old address. Please, could that be my medical? I don't know. That's how I can answer that question. Best case, it would be nice if you have patience. As you can see, I'm taking turns in getting from one place to another. Hello, Mr. Turn. Love you back. Is EAD different from C31? A C31 is an EAD. C31 is that's the EAD is a work permit. It just depends on what is the classification that you have. A C31 is, so that's just like you have a C9, C8, A5. C31 is specifically for approved VAR cases. C9 is if you have a pending I-485. So it just depends on what category you qualify for. Okay. Andrew says, I'm married 8 months ago. She filed for me. We have receipt, but now she wants divorce. It is affect my EAD and I-31. If I get divorced, she abused me lots. Sit down with the lawyer, Andrew, and talk about your case. I can want use prima facie determination to apply for food stamps or student loan because I applied for EBT and they replied that I make more than the expected amount. So that's why. So usually if you're making more than, it's state specific, you have to go to your state, or if something is government, if it's federal government, then you still have to consider your income and all. So if you mail me one, I will be very happy, Mr. West, because listen, I need all the help I can get with this show. I hate something to limit me. I'm always on the go. I'm the kind of girl who functions on 2 hours of sleep. I know that's not healthy, but that's just me. And for whatever reason, I just want to make sure this is okay. For whatever reason, I mean, my butt is just wired that way. You're so welcome. I'm so happy for you. How do you feel, Miss Bello? It's just an amazing feeling, right? I'm telling you. I don't want to put your full name on nice. I'm just going to read you. Thank you, Mama. It's been a whole year of mixed feelings. Thanks for your advice and support all through. All Tuesdays and Thursdays, live chat, be helping lives. I am glad. You have no idea. I know how you feel. Just go and enjoy and just celebrate. Is it safe to get married after 360 is approved and while 45 is still pending? Do you know of any case that got denied because of marriage? It's the main thing is not to get married before the approval of I-360, but I never advise getting married before you get your green card. That's just me. It's just better to be safe than sorry. That's just me. So, and that's what I would advise you. Okay, I think I got everything. When can I apply for asylum for green card after asylum grant? So if your asylum case has been, Ms. Bale Ashad says congratulations. Everyone say congratulations. When we rejoice with others, we're sowing into our own lives. That's the way my brain works, and I've seen that. Granted asylum asylee status. It used to be that you had to wait for a year, but now what controls is you have to be, it's already past 10. You have to be at the time USCIS is making a decision on your 485, then you must have been physically present in the United States for a year. So basically, if you can calculate how long, let me start. Everyone is saying congratulations, Miss Bell. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Miss Adiyemi says congratulations. So Mr. West is saying he got married 2 weeks after his VAR case was approved. Then they asked him, he got married, denied his case. He got married 2 weeks later. After that, he got a letter that I just think I don't take that risk. Just you've waited this long, Amelie. Just wait until you get a green card. I felt like God is ready for me before all my EAD has expired and driver's license expired. I had to stop working and I was pained because that job was. I know we talked about that. She says, "Thank you so much, everyone. That is amazing." So when you're granted asylum status, um, you don't have to wait 1 year now. As long as you've been physically present for at least a year at the time USCIS adjudicates your green card application. So say for instance, if it's taking them 5 months to adjudicate and you have physical presence of like 7 months, then by the 8th month you can file, as long as you look at, so you have to calculate what the average time is for them to that is taking them to adjudicate that. If it's going to be 5 months, then you can safely say 7 months into being granted asylum. Now, being granted asylum status is not the same as you have a pending asylum case. The pending asylum application is not the grant of asylum status, just to be clear on that. What is happening with VAR processing being transferred to Nebraska? Will this reduce processing time? That's what they're planning to do. Everett says, thank you everyone for your congratulatory messages. Illinois Sanctuary says, congratulations, we're now in line. Yes, speak it into existence. And we are all happy for you. Let me see something real quick. Oh, okay. Ben, okay, I got it. Okay. Just give me to you tomorrow because it's a lot going on. Yeah. Let's see. I'm actually putting up my conversation with Ms. Belo. Okay. So I'm actually just Ms. Belo. So I'm just refreshing my memory and what we talked about. So now that once you get that approval, that's going to be what you have to take to your lawyer to get your case out of, you know what, especially now that you're going to be getting the approval soon. So that's what you would take to the lawyer. But yeah, I get excited when people have, it's life changing. It's really, really life changing. It's just, there's no greater joy. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 says congratulations. There's no greater joy than just being happy for other people and see them. I'm happy when other people succeed, because I don't know how to be jealous of someone, because I am the one who fears God, not fear in a bad way, but I know that I don't want to be a deterrent to my own blessing. And for me, being jealous or envy is different from jealousy. Envy is I want to be where you are, and I'm hopeful that I will. Jealousy is malicious. But I always look forward to just rejoicing people and using your life or your story as a motivation and a point of contact to me. So it's just truly, truly gratifying to rejoice with others, and that's how my mother raised me anyway. And I try to do the same with my kids. But go ahead and do that with that. So that is just amazing. Okay, so everyone, thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys. I know we have many questions. That's why once every 3 lives, we'll try to do questions. Perfect. Yeah, that's going to be the next step now. Try to do questions once every 3 lives, and then discuss that. But if you want a one-on-one consultation, once again, our contact information is 334-341-4475. Visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com as well. And let me just say this, that just using Ms. Belo's case, I just pray that even as we share in other people's congratulations and their well wishes to them and their jubilation and celebration, that we use that, to as a point of contact in our lives, and know that God, who is the same God who has blessed them and changed their circumstances, is still the same God who does miracles for everyone. It's just that our seasons are different. That's the only different thing, no pun intended. But our seasons are different. The time to bless me is different from the time to bless you, but it's still the same God who blesses us all. And as we rejoice with others, let's use that as a point of contact to our lives as well, and know that our time is coming. Sometimes you want to give up. Sometimes we say to ourselves, what, let me just go back home. But that's where you let God step in. When you've done everything in your human power, that's when you let God step in. Because to us, it seems there's no way. But the Bible says he makes it where there seems to be no way, because his thoughts are completely different from us, and his ways are far from our ways. And that's where God shows up and shows off, so that nobody will get it confused. There will be no twisting. That that all may see and know and consider all together that the hand of God has done this. Miss Bella, I'll be waiting for the chin chin. I just saw chin just like, can you tell I love my food? But I know that we're all going to rejoice. Some of us have had denial. Some of us have had people withdraw petitions and derail. Some of us have been waiting 6, 7, 8 years. But it's all going to end in praise. I just strongly believe that. I'm convinced beyond anything, that deep down in my soul, that God, there is no record of failure with God. He has never failed. He has never failed. God has never failed. I don't believe that God will bring us on this long journey from far, far away countries for us to now to fail in our destiny. It's not over until God says it's over. And it cannot be over until you actually reach your destiny, that which God has ordained for each and every one of us. It shall be fulfilled. Bible says, none iota of his word will go by without being accomplished. If he has spoken it, it shall come to pass. And so I leave that with us, that let us just keep believing, let us keep trusting, and know that he that has begun this good work in all of us, he is more than able to continue